Americans out there saying, hey, you know what? We might do more than just, our top two or our top one that we thought would do something. But the pre-friendlies for the World Cup for you, we'll go through some of them because I think there's some highlighting to go through before our predictions. But what are some of the standouts for you for some of those pre-World Cup friendlies that you've seen so far?
The first one was 80's first match. I was impressed with what they're trying to do, who they're bringing in. I'm kind of liking the direction from these guys, So definitely, I did pick them up as my dark horse, so it's easy for me to say 80. But definitely, they're doing good things. They're doing good things, so I'm impressed with them for sure.
No, definitely, and I said this on last week. I think watching the Haiti matchup, it's always like warm in my heart when you see Haiti with crowds, like, and having a full stadium behind them. But then in that same breath, I hope the seating situation gets bad enough that it gets good. I hope prices drop enough so that more people can get to these games, because seeing like a Haiti with a packed house was just, to me, I wish we could see those type of environments throughout this World Cup. We might see some people, the number doesn't matter. My boy was telling me the other day, hey, Bosnians are coming to Toronto for this game. They don't care what the price is. They're coming to Toronto for this game. And I'm like, that's great. But I would have loved to see like more of the Haitis, the Curaçaos, the Capo Verdes, those teams, if they had the ability to actually come in and bring some fans, bring some environment. But no, I think I love what I saw from Haiti in that New Zealand game. Definitely brought in, the vibes were there. But that's the type of team you're going to get with Haiti. They're going to be a very boom team where everything's working and they're scoring 3, 4, 5. Or it could be a game like they had against Peru where it's just they have good moments to start, but then afterwards it starts to really settle down, then the other teams go. So they're always going to be a fun offensive team. It's just that if they get into an up and down game, a fast break type game where they're not finishing, you look up and it's like, yeah, they have chances, but they're down 4-0, and then we're in the 60th minute. What do we do here? And so that's
I do agree with you. I think that, but that comes with maturity, right?
Yes.
Maturity. Obviously, they have a program. The fact that they are there, out of a group with Costa Rica, that was a difficult game. Remember, at one point, we never expected them. At one point, Honduras leading the group, Costa Rica storming back, and Haiti had a good result and dropped off after that. So we have to give them credit to be here. But the maturity, I can totally agree with you. The maturity might cause some problems for them. So I do agree with that. But what this team reminds me of? Remember when Canada was going into the group with Belgium, and we were saying, we are going to watch out to see what Canada really could do, and Canada just go there with no fear. And it just looked good. I think Haiti could be a team like that, because remember, it's not like they don't have the quality. They actually have the quality going in, because they have imported some very, very talented young players. I am very, 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 very happy and liking what I'm seeing.
I'm going to put the like-for-like comparison, because that's not a terrible comparison, because even if you look at Canada's last World Cup, yes, they don't win a single game. Yes, let's get that out of the way. But they played
if you watch the games, then we would have learned, if people watch the games.
Yeah. Agreed. Like, they played Belgium well. You could argue their first game they should have won. Against Croatia, yes. Croatia gave them a lesson. Croatia gave them an education in football that day. And then against Morocco, a bad mistake from a goalkeeper, but then they played that game well. That's not a terrible run for them. That's honestly not a terrible run for them if you make that comparison. And yes, they may leave with no wins, but they could come back and impress. That's not a terrible comp. That's not a terrible comparison. I like that the more that I started to think about it versus just saying they're Canada. I'm like, no, actually, they could do that because they have a type of group where you'd look and say, oh, there's a bunch of names and that'll be in. But we see a lot of people here in the chat jumping in, guys. Thank you. We are putting your predictions. We'll be going through that, but we want to talk about some of these friends we've seen before. So put that in the comments. What's team has impressed you pre-World Cup friendly before we get to making our predictions here. But we see properties for sale in Jamaica. Good to see you. We see vacation phone. See, I need a vacation phone too, JD. I need a burner phone is really what I do need. Steph's, good to see you as well. Joseph Brown in the building. We see you. Slim B, good day, sir. Good day, sir.
Hi, Slim B.
Yes, Joseph Brown again. Mexi, we see you. Always a good time. Martin Baker, the one, the only. Good times were had by all TEDxers, sir, on a Monday. A wonderful time on a Monday for you. Pastor Lansley Blake, I know you're prepping for what? Wednesday night prayer meeting, Tuesday night visitation, whatever you're prepping for. It'll get done. We're just talking about friendlies, Paul. We're going to get to the groups in a little bit. But we just want to see how everyone's feeling about their groups as they go. Truthful Truth, we see you, sir. Wonderful times. Jason Gooner TV, wonderful. At some point, I said this, I do need to have a rant about the women's program because you guys got a good one in Nikayla Small for Jamaica. You guys got a good one. I'm not happy about that. But that's besides the point. That's another day. Watch me watch Canada, and I'll say my thoughts on that. But that's another day, another time. A1 Brazil, Truthful Truth. I like Let's Go Germany, Martin Baker, and then France all the way from Mr. Dre. Well, on a Monday, it's always good to see you, Mr. Dre. We're here. But other friendlies, no problem. Yes, at work in the office, just listening. Hey, will be some good entertainment. And if we were technological, JD, we should have had like the fake screen. I'm at work, but I'm watching the World Cup with a spreadsheet that just says numbers, work, productivity. Yes, wonderful. And yes, Jason, Nikhil looks very talented. I'm not trying to rant on this because, JD, this has been the most upset I've been in a very long time with Nikayla Small going to Jamaica. But that's besides the point. Let's talk about other things that'll make me joyful and full of joy. Let's talk about friendlies. Germany for the win for you. Good morning, Steph.
Woo! Guys, before we get anywhere, if you're on any one of the platforms, I think we're streaming on 3 different platforms. Please do click a like on the video because that's how people will get the videos in the algorithm. Massive respect for all the supports that you guys have given me. Obviously, man's kind of busy, but we're out here and we're going to be covering a lot of teams going forward. So don't worry yourself. We got your back. All right. Don't worry yourself. All right. Yeah, man. So yeah, go ahead. So which one was your best game like you have watched?
I think for me, there's a lot of interesting factors when I look at how teams looked, right? I try to look at friendlies and say, I can't take the full game because line changes go. And so it's hard to take everything in. I will say, for instance, I think the U.S. versus Senegal, there's 2 things to keep in that game. One, I think you're playing the Senegalese backup keeper. There's a reason Mendy is still going to be playing. But the U.S. did a lot in terms of the casual, and for me to say, actually, you guys could actually look good. If this is the type of work, the Senegalese midfield is a whole conversation, but the U.S. did well in their first half against Senegal in that sense. I liked Egypt versus Brazil, like how Egypt looked in that game. Brazil ultimately, they have their 6-2 versus Panama. They get their 2-1 versus Egypt, but Egypt looked good. Egypt looked very good in that in terms of defending. And yes, JD, that means I recant everyone in Belgium's group. Everyone, to pick any of the 3 and they'll go.
I never said anything. I know you remember.
I recant. But yeah, I think a lot of the halves, you saw what Bosnia did to Panama as well, like a solid, like I liked the first half of what we saw, but there's a point that one of the other videos we did, Nee, who I've done work with, he brought up a very interesting comparison, and you tell me if you see this, because to Truthful Truth's point, the Europe will underperform in this heat. This is the second World Cup I can remember in my lifetime where you have a long European season, you have teams traveling on the other side of the planet, and the temperatures are going to play a role. And that's a 2002 World Cup, right? That's 2002 where the European teams go over. You see a France side that just came off a great World Cup and were looking good in Europe, and then Senegal walked to them and said, Humidity is our friend, and you guys don't look interested at all. And then you saw some other, Turkey had a good run that World Cup. Yes, that's also the Korea. Is it actually, where did the budget go? I'm not saying they went to the refs, but no one's saying that it didn't go to the refs. But can you see some similarities in terms of that 2002 World Cup and this 2026 World Cup, just in terms of the travel, the year, the temperature, like all those different factors?
Yes, we could say yes. But anyone, because if you look at it, you're trying to say that one of the minnows them could pull off something. But tell you what, the bad thing is most of those games that's going to be laggy is going to come actually first. By the time they get acclimatized to the condition, it's going to be later on. But the bad thing is most of these teams they're just not on the same level as them. So they're going to defeat them in the first round. And by then, it's going to be all European teams in the actual next round. So really and truly, it's going to be the battle of the jaded teams. But it's not going to help no Mexico. It's not going to help no United States. I'm very sad. You guys can bet on it all you want. It's not going to help none of you guys. All right? They're going to slap up some of these teams from this region. The only teams you could say it might help, it's a Brazil, the South American teams. You understand me? Because they are close to this region. Okay, truth or truth. If you had let me land, you would have heard me said South America. All right, but I'm just telling you that it's not going to help anyone from North America. It's going to help maybe South America because they have more quality than our region. If it's going to help any one of them. But I actually don't think it's going to help any one of them, to be honest. Yeah. But that's just my early statement, you know?
And that's fair. But I think, again, like you said, the early games, like because of the time for viewing, like Canada's first game is at 3:00 in the afternoon, and we're supposed to be 31 Celsius with some humidity. Listen, the cold never bothered me, but the heat is coming. And the humidity, just for viewing, you're going to be playing games in the middle of the day. And so it's definitely a thing to watch. And yes, Jason, to your point about that team, all I'm going to say is, look, apparently a watchdog said that Canada spent $1 billion. I haven't seen it yet. So I'm assuming there's some briefcases. I assume there's some briefcases here or there. I'm not saying it. I am assuming. I am assuming that. But I think it's a fair comparison, especially with the year. And then you're seeing some injuries, some players playing well, some players not. Like, at this point, we know there's already some big names aren't here just due to injury, but it's definitely going to be a fun. It's definitely going to be a fun time to watch and go through. But let's get through some of these comments again because chat is popping and going.
Yes, and we need to get into the main beats of the moment as well. Yes. But while you go through the chat, yes, I had early on stated that. Denmark, please tell your boy. We know that people has plans in their lives and stuff, but tell him to rest it now. It's a time. He has done enough in football. Ericsson, he has done enough in football. Just leave it alone. I'm begging you, please. Anyone that has his Instagram and stuff, just tell him that to leave it alone. You know, because if you're not here, you can't fulfill your dreams. You understand me? Yes, it's very sad to see what's taking place with the kid, you know? Yeah, not kid because he's old, you know? Yeah, but damn, man. Yeah, I had to put it back in because at first I said it, but it's so sad when I was watching it because I was, I'm keeping up with things. Obviously, I'm not doing live streams, but I'm keeping up with it. And it's just sad to see, you know? Yes. Just leave it alone now, man. Yes, you are done enough in football, blood. You have your family, man, you know? Yeah. But go ahead, African. Sorry about
that. For sure.
I had to check this stuff, you know?
Yeah, former U20. Yes, well, I'll talk about if you want to hear me talk about Nicola Small, tomorrow I'm doing the Canada game in the evening. There will be a rant there. It's been prepared. I am ready to let it out. And that's on another day. But yes, one Germany we have there. The host making a semifinal comparisons. I see what you're doing here. Again, Jason, there's a briefcase. I'm sure there's a briefcase somewhere. Okay, that's all I'm saying. The 1994, also good comparison to that. The heat was bad and United States 94. True. Teams with depth, as you say, Jason. If the bench can perform to similar standards, the coaches must be smart. Agreed. And eventually you get to the point where you say, yep, a team like France, you look at their depth and you say, oh, for sure. And that's the other thing. I think as much as France struggling against Cote d'Ivoire, they aren't playing that many attackers in their next few games. They are I feel like Conte is going 60 every game as long as his legs allow him to, because Deschamps is going to say, look, we're going to shut this game down. And if it just means Mbappe runs and scores, then it means Mbappe runs and scores. But we will definitely go for that. Pastor says Brazil, Germany, and Cameroon are his predictions. Well, Cape Verde would like to send you a basket because Cameroon ain't here. Okay. But yes, plus more games than usual for sure. And Jason brings that point up again. Let's run. Yep. Thoughts on Haiti's performance versus New Zealand and Peru?
I just started mine because Africans asked me who I was impressed with, and I said 80 versus New Zealand, the first one. Even the Peru game, because Peru is a much more technical team that can mix things up. So I wanted to see how they switch with them, and they did do well. But obviously they never switched fast enough over to which settings they are going with Daniel. So I think that is something that 80 has to adjust to, because all of these teams are professional teams that has multiple systems. If one ain't working for them, they're going to drop to the next one, especially the South American teams. They will give 80 a lot of problems, just like Peru, because the other ones are the higher caliber switchable teams. So if you don't mind sharp, you can be 1-0 up or 2-0 up because your team is exceptionally good on the break. But you can be 5-0 down very easily if you don't adapt to the settings. So that's what I see with 80. 80 remind me of Canada coming into the last World Cup, in which they put on a very good display right throughout the World Cup. Maybe they never got the points, but they had the performances, and I could see the same with 80. That's why I have 80 Daniel as my dark horse. I actually have them as my dark horse.
Very fair. And just checking on your well-being, sir. How's the heat wave going, sir? Because so let's make sure you're good.
Better. It's much better. It drops from 32, 35 down to 22 to 27 for the last 4 or 5 days. Sometimes even drop to 7 to 12, which is extremely the best conditions for Europe. Yes, so it's much better than before. But believe me, Tedexter, the 32, 35, it's nothing like Jamaican America, because you have no wind at all. You have to be, bathing outside, just build a pool and chucking off on a pool, or you're on the seaside, you're just drinking it, you're just living life, You don't want to work in those conditions. You can't work in those conditions, blood.
You put the water outside in the morning and it's ready to boil by 10. And you're like, okay, well, we can make soup right now outside.
5 minutes, Africans, by 5 minutes time it's boiling. 5 minutes, yeah. So I'm glad that it's over. And we're back now. We're back. All right. Yeah. So Africans, you're gonna put on the predictor, or we have to go through.
Yeah, we're gonna put the predictor here. Let's put up the predictor here as we go. So we've talked about this.
Okay, so you're going to use that one?
No, we're going to use this one. We're going to use this one. We're going to use this one. All right.
Let me use this one. Yeah, this one looks a little bit clearer. Yeah, let me use this one.
Perfect. So let's get to our groups again. We'll give our predictions, but you give us in the chat as well, every group as we go, who is finishing first, who's finishing second, who's finishing third, based off of what we see. I almost wore this South African kit today, just to go out for content. I almost wore it.
South Africa ain't going nowhere in life. At first, I usually hype them up, but they ain't good blood. they need more talent. South Africa can't going out like that. You understand me? At this point, South Africa and Nigeria 5th string better than South Africa.
I say this about South Africa, and I'll always say this. They play some of the best looking football. Yes, I do, Jason. Yes, I do. Listen, it's the nicest kit. I got it. It came in this morning. I said, what? Stream in the morning too. But Mexico, South Africa, Korea, and then Czechia. How do we see Group A going through? Look, my one issue with I'll have with South Africa is this. They will play the best looking football. They can move the ball. They'll look fine. The final product is inconsistent at best. it's inconsistent. If they had someone who was consistently finishing, they would have made a AFCON final. If they had someone who was consistently finishing, they would have made the quarterfinals of this. So I would say, for me, South Africa are stuck in a 2 to 3 spot at best.
All right, I'm just going to focus on the game.
Yes. No, I've seen it. I've seen it. So group
anyways, yes. So group A, Mexico, Korea, South Africa. Oh God, South Africa. I agree with you. We never got a chance to see them against Jamaica, but we saw the other games. They are very good at building up, and I do believe that they would have dominated Jamaica and maybe never scored their chances. But there's no earth you should be drawing with Jamaica. You understand me? You should be giving Jamaica 5-6, 4-5, because you're prime going into the World Cup now, and you're a good switchable team that Jamaica ain't on your level, even if we talk the talent, to be honest, because we saw them with less talent to really cause as much problems against Nigeria. But maybe, as what we said, the heat and those stuffs caused some problems. So maybe that game came too early. But the other teams are much more quality. So that means those teams are going to push them. And I want to say that there is no Jamaican team you can select today is as good as Mexico. I'm very sorry. Mexico's football and just natural gift of playing football is just far superior than anything Jamaica ever did in their life. I think that Mexico will beat the brakes of South Africa. I'm very sorry.
I mean, I was going to go with they were going to get beat by Mexico. They don't need the brakes beating off of them. How will they get home?
Yeah,
how will they get home if there's no brakes?
All right, Mexico. I'm putting all my numbers in Africans because I am winning this. I'm winning this prediction. All right.
What crown? What crown am I fighting for? Every time I think I'm fighting for a crown.
Deep in the prediction blood. So Mexico battering South Africa. Yeah, for sure. All right. Korea is going to be a problem for Mexico.
Yes. For sure. But here, this version of Mexico are prioritizing defense over everything. So they'll be fine if the game ends 0-0 or 1-1. Like, this is the Mexico team that says, look, we're going to stop you from scoring. This is the life we're going to live. And I think that improves their ceiling, or their floor at least, for this World Cup. So for me, like, I'm going to go with probably them winning. Like, I think at the end of I think it might be a game where they go through, and I'm seeing score predictions dropping here already. 4-0 Mexico, 3-1.
Yes, I think Mexico's going to beat them, yeah. Go ahead.
No, that's fair. And then Czechia, I think Czechia will be... I think they're a sneaky good team, because not everyone's looking at South Korea. Then there's a degree of, maybe just because the circles I'm looking at stuff is people like South Africa, South Korea, and because I'm not in Europe and no one's talking about Czechia, I'm like, listen, they're good. Are they world beater good? No, but can they beat South Africa? Yes. Could they push this group feels like a 5-4-4-2 type group, right? Where there's a lot of draws. Like, I can see this group being like Mexico with 5, and then Korea and Czechia with 4, and then South Africa with 2.
So who you're going with at the top? And
Mexico.
People inside the chat go to get because I have Mexico at the top. Then I'm going to go with Korea getting second.
This is true. This is a fair point. I think the Czech might hate it a little bit more, but yeah, this feels like a 5-4-4-2 type group where Mexico goes up with a win, 2 draws, and then there's a draw, and then the numbers don't make sense to me. But I think you go Mexico, Korea, Czechia, and then South Africa.
I am not going to complain. I actually think that's how I have it as well. Mexico first, South Korea second, Czech Republic, and then South Korea and then South Africa last. I'm very sorry, South Africa. I know that I have my friends them on my channel. They're gonna beat me so bad.
I have the kit, guys. I bought your kit. Don't hate me. The kit's right here. Okay.
But based on what I'm seeing, I think South Africa ain't going anywhere. But they can come and surprise me because they are talented. But this group is a tough group. People need to look at it. All right, see, Jero said Mexico, Korea, Czech, and so people going with the same level as myself, you know. So I think Mexico takes it. Mexico, people disrespect Mexico too much in this region. I think Mexico is the older of this region. Without them, CONCACAF would have been nothing. United States have grown a little, that is true, but they ain't on the level of Mexico blood. You know, Mexico really need to get their credit. All right.
You know what? Mexico is the Thanos of CONCACAF because everything you do, it always comes back to what you do against them. Right? You can beat everyone else, but for whatever reason, Mexico is just you can beat America. Cool, that's cute. And that's Canada's life, right? Canada's life is we can beat America in the game and the friendlies. We can beat other teams. We play Mexico. Mexico are like, look at everything you've done, and you still come to us. And by the way, we'll take the 2-0, and you guys can go play for third. So Mexico is the gravity of this region. It's the name that always goes back from it. But yes, we're seeing a lot of Mexico's truthful truth chorus giving us Mexico is not easy to play at home, and they're playing at altitude. Listen, give them the 2-0 wins every 2-0 every time. Give it to them.
And people, let me stop this foolishness on Mexico. Mexico goes to every World Cup and perform. Even the last World Cup, it's because they already had a team that people wanted to win the World Cup in the group, and so they never made it out, to be honest. All right, because the referee did everything to make sure Mexico never won that game, blood. Go back and let me, because I know that it's Slim B's team, so let me.
Slim B's team, it's my stream. No, but
let me relax, you.
No, a lot of us here. Hugh Williams, good to see you this morning. Yes, Mexico might win every group game. Yeah, because it does. Maybe they're not. Again, I said 5-4-4-2, but this is probably like a 7-4-4-2 type of thing. But yes, we have Mexico topping to next again. Mexico topping, Martin Baker, Mexico topping, Mexico a big CONCACAF side. Agreed. All right, you're going Joseph Brown going to South Korea, Mexico, Czech, and then South Africa. Okay, so you got the Koreans winning. Okay.
Here.
That's
fair. But it has to be between 1 and 2, I think, you know?
Yes. This is Mexico reached the finals of the Performance World Cup. Okay, we'll see. True. Probably. And then I think
bless up Triple E. Thanks for being here. Massive respect, yeah?
Indeed. Good to see you as well, sir. But yes, Group A, so we're going those two, and we'll come back on that third place. Group B, Canada, Switzerland, Qatar, and Bosnia. Mexico going to the 5th game. They better. If they don't, city of burn. Okay, so Group B, Canada, Switzerland, Qatar, and Bosnia and Herzegovina.
All right.
Listen.
I think Canada got away, you know.
How?
Canada got away, you know, and Africans. Canada got away. You know, I think Canada should fight hard because all of these teams are in their grass. Switzerland should be the favorite still, just the same. Yeah. You understand? They should be the slight favorites, but they kind of got away with qualifying, you know?
Listen. Maybe Jason, in your round this, listen, it looked great in paper until you look at our roster and who is healthy. Okay? At this point, we have a drive going for ligaments and fresh legs because everyone's legs are gone. Okay? Everyone's legs are, and that's going to be the problem. Like I initially, when I saw this group, I said Canada needs to go draw, win, loss. Right? They're playing Bosnia, draw that game. Yes, will it be disappointing for some fans? This is the Bosnia side. This is the biggest team of the World Cup. Right? Bosnia is coming. I see
Canada not making it out. No. Canada has to make it out on Africans.
Right? Yeah. So I think for Canada, it's draw against Bosnia. They have to beat Qatar. And then Switzerland, listen, just make sure that Davies can go 45 that game, and then you go through. I think second is respectable for them. it's respectable for them because they're just.
Ooh.
See, now y'all coming for me. Now you're coming for me. Oh, now I have to be confident. I am being confident. Now I was like, no, I'll pick your side. Listen, Bosnia's big.
People, I think we can all say it's one team coming first, right? Swiss coming first, right?
I'm going Switzerland first. Yes, yeah.
All right, yeah. I love the honesty coming from Africans. There. So who you think gets in the second position? Canada.
I think we get into second, but we're on top because of goal difference. I think we that.
Okay, Africans, say it with the chest blood.
Yeah, we're
I'm
second.
trying to hear you. Let me turn my volume up. I can't hear you, Africans. I can't hear you.
I think we finished second. No. Honestly, I think we both finished. I think it's
truthful thing. Canada will come first. Jesus Christ, we're really.
I think Switzerland go 9. I think they win all 3 games, or worst case they go 7, and then if it goes 7. It's right here, okay? The kit's right here.
You know,
the kit's
so
right
why we think that the CONCACAF is so big? You don't really watch too much games in CONCACAF. We need to start watch outside here.
Here's what my gut says. My gut says it goes Canada finishes with 4, Bosnia finishes with 5, and then Qatar finishes with nothing. And Switzerland goes 9 points. So I think it goes
all right
because I can see Bosnia drawing Switzerland. I can see that game happen. Can I see Canada draw Switzerland? If Canada draws Switzerland, it's the type of game where it's the first half of Argentina at the Copa America, and where it's breakaway after breakaway, and you're just like, it's still 0-0. Okay, because like the one thing that we've seen with Canada defending is someone's getting a 1v1 with the keeper. Like, it doesn't matter what team you are. Uzbekistan got it. Tunisia got it. Iceland got it. Ireland got it. Argentina got as many as they wanted. So I feel like I can see Bosnia drawing Switzerland, and then if they draw Canada, then they beat Qatar. That's 5 points for them. Can Canada draw Switzerland? It's possible. I'm not counting on it. My heart says they finish in second. My gut says they finish in third.
All right. So, people, I don't know, I put it very close between Canada and Bosnia. I don't think it's going to be a walkover. I am not even sure if Canada will be coming second, but I think Canada will put in a respectable performance. I'm not sure. Bosnia can easily well. People, believe me, Bosnia will play the best football out of everybody in this group. The best. It's not going to even be close. Maybe they just don't have the overall talent pool at this present moment to take it. But don't sleep on them. They are not a bad team. No. All right. And we know about the football and the eat, as what they said. Move the ball around, high energy. You never may know what can happen. So they can even turn over Switzerland as well. So don't sleep on Bosnia, people. All right. Yes, and Canada so far on this list, I will go with Africans. We have to work together, so I'm going to go with Africans and say Canada as well.
What a cop-out. What a cop-out. So, because, it's his stream and, I want to be nice and, No, say it with your chest. Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest.
Be honest still, people, I want to say Bosnia second in the blood. All right, but let me give something to the CONCACAF region because refs will be there trying to give us everything, but Canada has a lot of injuries in the blood. I saw what Bambito doing surgery. So some core players in the team out. So let's see.
No, that's true. Like
it ain't as bad, blood. Don't. Canada not going to just take anything, blood. All right, that's all.
The refs will be there. It's such a cop-out. It's such a cop-out. The refs will be there. The refs. No, but there's so many lines. But yeah, like Canada's
just the thing, yeah.
Like right now,
all right.
Like, if you look at Canada's roster that they selected, there are 2 healthy wingers. The ones that start, they don't have anymore. There's 3 healthy, match fit, ready center backs. Whatever happens with Bombito, I don't think he's the first. I don't think he's the next one. I think you could see up to 3 players replaced on this roster. That's what my gut says, because Flores already ACL. That's unfortunate, because there's a pathway where Marcelo Flores could be starting for Canada, and so you have that's gone. You have Schaffelberg, who just started training here, and Ali Ahmed just started training as well. There's a real possibility that you could be dropping 3 players due to injury. Plus, you only have 3 fit center backs. Alfie Jones coming back from injury. Everything likes. If this was Canada going to the Copa America, I'd be much more bullish on the second and be like, no, we're the second. That's it. But the injuries to me is just yes, Canada has depth, but like we're already into the depth bag, right? This isn't, we can go to the bench and get Richie. No, Richie's already starting. Davey should be here. Like we're coming to the ends of that depth where we can say we have enough of it to work at this level. And that's where I am. I could see us finishing in third with 4 points, because like I said, I could see a pathway where Bosnia draws both us and Switzerland, and then they batter Qatar. So yes, there's a possibility that Canada finishes in third. That's my gut based off of the injuries. If we find out that Davies can go 45 against Bosnia, not likely. If we find out Bombito can go 45 against Bosnia, that will help. But based off what the injuries, no, 4 points, third place. And then if you're hoping that Switzerland beats Bosnia, and then in that case, then you're just hoping it's goal difference and head-to-head matchups. But let's see what we got here with predictions. Canada second. Bosnia drew Panama, and Canada have way more talent compared to Panama. Okay, fair enough. Right, Jason telling me who I have to have the pick. Cool. Steph, Swiss, Bosnia, Qatar, and Canada in third. Fair enough. Yes, that's
guys, when you're on the streams, please hit the like button on the streams. I saw more comments than likes on each one of the streams. Just get the likes on the stream to stop them. I know this discussion is all over the place, but definitely tap them and then join the discussion after. All right. We saw Dorsey said Mexico have never won outside of CONCACAF until the USA and Mexico win something outside. No, Jamaica and none of these teams Jamaica don't even know how to play football, much less to go on the same level as is not on the same level as sometimes. Why are we so hard to talk the truth? In life, the only way you can learn is to admit the truth in your blood. Dorsey, stop disrespecting Mexico blood. Mexico have gone the most second round, maybe over a lot of even traditional teams in the world. Not just CONCACAF, in the world. They never won a World Cup, but so is other big teams. Never won a World Cup just the same. So we hype up Netherlands and say Netherlands the greatest and this and that. You understand me? And they invented football. So what they want to show that invention of football. Sometimes we need to respect the region, and the only thing let me give respect to the region is Mexico. The only thing let me give respect to the region is Mexico. I love Haiti. I was born in Jamaica, but I can't lie to you. I have never seen Jamaica play football 5% as good as Mexico, because it's impossible. They play football blood. Give them their credit, man. Why we have to go so extreme and hate on the teams from our region that makes even people look at Haiti, makes even people look at Jamaica? Without Mexico, nobody ain't looking at Haiti or Jamaica blood. We have to realize that they're blood. So give them their credit, man. We learn to give the people their credit. And remember, Haiti is my dark horse just the same. Mm-hmm. But I can't disrespect Mexico blood, because they might be the only one left in the competition. Just watch.
And then Neil, yes, Bosnia knocked out Italy. Just for that, we had some more predictions coming in. Yes, Jason, a new phenomenon, the World Cup refs. It's true. They'll be there. And envelopes have been sent. Envelopes have been sent for sure. Listen.
1,000%.
Carney's making moves, okay?
The betting referees will be there, Yeah.
Listen. Stopping Somali refs coming, but the ones for Canada will be there, of course. Yes. Oh, agreed. Canada used World Cup 2 years ago. Oh, when we were healthy? Oh, for sure. There'd be so much more confident. that's true. I'm not gonna say I'm confident over Bosnia. I'm realistic. Bosnia is a side that, yes, they may have struggled to get where they are. They're still a big side, and it's matchups, right? I was telling a friend the other day this feels like, I'll make a basketball reference, and they're not the same teams, so please don't come at my head for this. But this reminds me, remember when the Cavs came back and beat the Warriors in 2016? And all the Cavs did was just, listen, we're going to crash the boards. We're going to go offensive rebounds and physical over a quick, more transition Golden State team. And yes, they had injuries in defense. They didn't have Bogut. You lost Draymond. This is what this matchup feels like. It feels like a bigger side that if they wanted to, they could bully Canada and just possess, spam crosses and set pieces into the box and just get through. Whereas Canada wants to be like, Canada beats Bosnia if they, in their first 20 minutes, they are clinical. They get one, maybe two, and then they make Bosnia have to play a little bit more open, and then that sets them up in the press. If it's them sitting back or if they have to chase the game, I don't like their chances, because goals haven't been something that they've scored. Like, goals in them haven't been in the same area code for about a year. So I'm waiting for them to come, and that's why it's the matchup that concerns me, not necessarily the team. Don't look at team, like, don't do the thing where we look at the team name and say, oh, you should beat them. Look, go to St. Louis and tell the Bosnians there that Canada should beat them. Go to St. Louis and tell them that, okay?
I'm just warning them. I remember, that's why it's the ultimate prediction, because we're telling them that teams are good, but maybe they thought that you're capping, because if Canada gets the win, it's good, you're going to hype it over. But I think you deserve to hype it if you can get the win over Bosnia or Switzerland. They're very, very good teams, So let me move on, because it looks like we're fighting a little bit too much. All right, so Group C, we have Morocco, Scotland, Haiti, and Brazil. Ooh, my dark horse is in this group,
Yes, indeed. Who do we have winning that? Look, here's what I'm going to say. Your comparison of Haiti being 2022 Canada for the group that they're in, I get it. Can they have the same run? Could they have the same run where they play all three teams well, but they leave with 0 points, but we leave saying, actually, they played really well?
That can happen?
Yes, it could. Truth doesn't care.
Yes, the only team Jamaicans like more than, the only two teams that Jamaicans like more than, they like more than the Reggae Boys is the actual Brazilian and Argentinian teams. They actually like them more than the Reggae Boys, you clearly saw that. They saw Messi went there and they said he's the Messiah of Kingston. I've never heard that in my life. A man just walked into a country and they gave him the whole country. Even the man that's losing the game saying once Messi score, he's happy. I can tell you that scamming is going on in football a long time. How can they be playing? And you be telling people that as long as Messi score, you're happy. Messi is not on your team. Africans, please explain to me. How can the coach of the next team says once Messi score, everybody's happy?
Hey!
I don't understand this.
They made the money. They made the gate money. They're good.
So it was only about the gate money. So there's no ambition.
That was the ambition. That was the ambition. One of these things will get them come in.
Lord!
That was the ambition. What, Messi in? We can sign 3 players based off gates. We're good. I'm not mad at them though. Okay, but Group C.
Yes, Warrior, that's exactly what he said. I can't believe, and the players them screaming for man's shirt. So man's fighting for man's shirt. Man saying for Messi score, everything is okay. Man fainting, and Messi won the game. So I don't know what to say, but we saw it. So Jamaica doesn't have a national team. Brazil and Argentina is the Jamaican national team, and then Jamaican national team comes 4th or 5th. I don't know, because you have a lot of Germans in the country as well.
Yeah. Okay. So Group C. This isn't your father's or your childhood Brazil, but I think a team like Brazil. The thing I'll say with them is, and I'll say something similar to say England, where I don't think that there's the pressure on them with the names as much, and that might work in their favor. It might not. It might blow up overall, but I'm not saying they're going to finish second here. I think this is a group where maybe they should, in theory, but Morocco is no slouch. Morocco has played them well, and Morocco is a side that, again, they'll play designer with anyone. Like, how do you want this game to go? Do you want to go direct? We'll play direct. Do you want to be defensive? We can be possessive. You want to play in transition? We have no problem doing those things. So I could see this group being like Brazil, Morocco top at 7, where they beat the other two and then they draw with themselves. And then Scotland and Haiti. Look, on paper, I'll go Haiti in last, but again, that Canada 2022 comparison, I think that's
Haiti in last.
Yeah.
All right, you know I'm going with.
Yes, I know who you're going.
I am going with. That Morocco. I'm going with Morocco top. Morocco 1, Brazil 2nd, Haiti 3rd, and Scotland last. Because I think that Haiti will catch Scotland slipping.
Mm-hmm. So you're gonna go Scotland.
So Morocco first, Brazil 2nd, Haiti 3rd, Scotland last. Scotland is solid in people, but I'm telling you, this is where we're going to have the first hiccup because Haiti is predicted to come last, but I'm telling you, Haiti will use the condition over Scotland to take the 3rd spot.
Okay, so all right.
I am telling you, Odell, click me. Let me click myself. Don't. You guys don't click me. Let me put it. I know you guys want Brazil. I'm gonna put the Brazil in. All right. What you have? You have Haiti last.
I have Haiti last. Yeah.
Haiti last. All right. So people, the crowd want Haiti to go last, but I have Haiti in 3rd, and I have Morocco in 1st. All right. So this is what they said, but I'm going to come back to this group because I'm going to do the games them here, and believe me, I'm going to show them that you guys wrong. All right. So Brazil not coming no first. Morocco coming first.
What I'm hearing, JD, is on your streams is going to be a lot of Jamaicans who found out that they have Scottish roots, and they'll be like, actually, we're here for the Scots. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing.
Yes. A lot of people will support Scotland to 8 and 80 because I am supporting 80. But I think 80 is going to do well. I like the transitions from 80. I think it's problematic and can score on anybody. But obviously, experience can cause more problems on the field. I'm not saying Scotland will be the favorites here, but I think 80 is a team that can upset Scotland with getting a goal and then make the game as confused as possible and try to beat up the counter. So I just think that that's what they're going to do because these teams are two good teams. You get me? Very good teams. All right. So I just believe that any points Haiti is going to get, it's against Scotland.
It would have to be against Scotland. Like, it would have to be that's the only place where I would see them getting like the points to do something. But again, to the point, worried about teams peaking too early, Joseph Brown. That's fair. Depth of squad is weak with only starting good. When they rotate, they drop off. True. Not impressed with their depth of their squad. That's fair. But I think the idea of peaking too early is definitely something you want to avoid because
Prince,
you gotta run through. But
so
yes,
Prince, where 80 is going to go? Tell me where 80 is going. 80 is going last, Prince. So people, please drop where 80 is going to come. Because we want to still highlight all CONCACAF teams. So we did it for Canada. We did it for Mexico. So we just talk about 80 a little bit, and I said 80 will come 3rd. That's what I have 80. Remember, if you had watched the last video, I said 80 was a dark horse before they played a game. And when they beat New Zealand, everybody started to come and say, JD, maybe you're onto something. So all of a sudden, 80 can't beat Scotland. None at all. Okay, it's okay. I am going to be here, and I'm going to be looking for the one.
I'm telling you.
Let me write down the name. Go ahead, Africans. I'm taking names. I am taking names. I am
I
taking
cannot
names.
wait.
Princewood.
I cannot wait
All
for
right.
JD's
Yes,
Haiti
Princewood, I'm
versus
taking
Scotland
names.
team,
Don't David, me, man.
where every Jamaican will just take a Jamaican flag and be like, listen, if you just switch the colors, it's basically Scotland. And so we're Scottish. You're gonna be memed by so many people. Be like, today I am Scottish. McTominay to
I
the
know
world.
Africans, they're haters. They're haters because it's CONCACAF team and they don't want CONCACAF to do nothing. You understand me? Yes. All right. So, but it's okay. I am picking 83rd blood.
Oh, right. Yes, then we know they've recruited players. Steph, fair point. Sleeping the people. They don't even need divine refereeing to win this group. I don't know, but they have lawyers. So I'm contractually.
Oh my God! Even African 8 coming out.
The
The African 8 coming out.
I'm
Oh!
contractually obligated to say they have lawyers. So
Wow! Wow! Yeah, what's going on with this track today? And all the stream African. Oh my God!
I'm contractually
Brother.
obligated. But no,
Senegal was bad breed. They shouldn't have won nothing. They should have gotten disqualified from day one.
JD, if you say Senegal 2 more times, you know who shows up on the stream, right?
Yeah, I know, and that's what I'm trying to say. Let me finish our show so I can go on and run up it.
All right. So
as much as the sun will help 80, they ain't beating no Scotland. All right. All right, we have a game to watch. Africans, don't hide on me. That game, log it down. We are doing that game. Scotland versus 80. We ain't missing it. It could have been 0 o'clock. Even if I have to leave from here, go outside the door after it finishes. I am not sleeping on that 80 Scotland game.
All right. No, perfect. Okay, so all the things like Morocco, but yes, I do agree with everyone saying that Morocco versus Brazil will be a fun game, definitely to watch because I think there are a lot.
Africans, the last time Morocco plays Brazil, what do you think was the result?
Brazil, Morocco won. Sorry, Morocco won that game.
Okay, so then why people acting like Morocco can't beat Brazil?
It's not impossible. Group D. Group D. JD, we're gonna stay on 3 groups for 2 hours. But no.
That's what I realized though. Because now we just curse over 3 groups and then we're going on the next group again now. So okay, group D now. Oh God.
USA, Paraguay,
United
Austria,
States. Oh
Turkey.
God.
I think. I think that Turkey take this group.
Okay. And I think that Turkey beats the hell out of everybody. I think Turkey first. Oh God. We can move it around a little bit, people. But Turkey, I think Turkey taking first. Paraguay will cause problems, but United States should come second.
I think the United States finishes second here. Yeah.
All right, so I want to say, Australia. I think Paraguay beats. No, Australia. USA wins the group. People, disrespect Turkey in the blood.
That's my thing, because I think for the group that they have, Australia is basically a physical CONCACAF side. That's how they play.
Yes.
They'll sit back, they'll defend, and then they'll go after you. The injury that Paraguay just got, I think that's where if I had confidence to push Paraguay over the US, that injury that they just had with that player, I'm like, yeah, no. And then they'll still be a good side. And the thing that the US has that Mexico has, that Canada has, they're playing at home. If they have to go to Mexico and play Paraguay, I'd say US gets nothing. They just leave with if they had to travel outside of the US for any game, they get nothing. But they're in the US. And so that's their only saving grace. But I think this is a group where it's tied, but then Turkey gets the goal difference, right? This is like a 7-7 group. Same thing we were saying with Brazil and Morocco. They draw each other, but I think Turkey has a better performance against one of the 2 teams, and that's what gets it through. But I think the U.S. will have moments where they look good.
Well, people, I am here to tell you that USA not drawing with no Turkey. Turkey beating USA and everybody else. Turkey coming first with no competition. They're going to beat everybody there.
Yes. Indeed. Going through this running, U.S. has home field advantage. Indeed. Martin Baker, Turkey, USA, Australia, Paraguay. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Turkey, Australia, USA, Paraguay. I'm seeing a theme here. Steph Jordan goes Paraguay, Turkey, the Australian Open. Leighton Hewitt sends his regards, and the United States.
So USA last? No. There is no way in America United States comes last. Even if they because it's a capable group of them should come last, But guys, in America, the refs count in all sports. Believe me, there is no way anybody they're not qualifying. They're qualifying just because they're United States. All right, that's the World Cup finish.
Fair enough. Yep, okay. Plus, it's June. It will be hot there, agreed. And this group might just bring the first early upsets. Well, according to JD, the first upset is going to be Haiti versus Scotland. Because I'm going to keep bringing that up just to keep the chat hot. Anyways, so I think a lot of people have this version of it, but I've seen some others. Yep. No matter how the U.S. commentators will hype them, the U.S. team, no. Turkey. Okay, so we have another one. Turkey, Paraguay, USA, Australia. Okay, Angus, that's fair. That's fair. I see you.
All right. That's I like the diversity in the selection. Yeah, I like that.
No, that's not bad. Okay, so we have them sitting there. That's not too bad. Turkey third, Paraguay fourth. Turkey has been abysmal in tournaments. Fair point. But
oh my God!
But I think, Matt, you have to remember who you're playing against. Now, the U.S. has the midfield that I think helps
Africans, them. They are comparing Turkey playing Spain to Turkey playing United States. Oh God! The last time Turkey played Spain, it's 2-2. Obviously, they went on and got blown out in the next one. That's true, but you're playing Spain, Africans. If United States play Spain, you know what the result is going to be, Africans. Before the game start, you can mark down 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh,
you don't even know. But it's going to be, the longer it goes, more numbers. You understand me? So we have to be honest. Turkey is coming from Europe. So sometimes when they go up against big dogs, they can get slapped around. It's understandable. You understand me? If you're not on the P's and Q's. USA playing Jamaica blood. Jamaica. You understand me? And Jamaica scoring 2 goals on USA. Obviously, they score 4. That is true. But they're scoring 2 on USA. You understand me? So it's not the same level of competition, blood. You have to give. I think what I've noticed on Africans, I don't think CONCACAF people respect Europe as much.
And I think that's a problem because I think, look, there's a degree where you can look at teams in Europe and say they're not the level. But I think what we do with looking at teams in Europe is if it's not the big 5, we look at them and say they're beatable, which I think is problematic, right? Just because it's not Spain, France, England, Portugal, Germany, which are also the top 5 league, the big 5 leagues, ironically. And then, if it's not those teams, you think, well, maybe we can beat them. It's like, no. Like, I've had fun clowning, like, all my Italian friends, but, like, let's be real. They had a great World Cup tournament. They had a great qualifying tournament. They just happened to have run into the buzzsaw known as Norway, and Norway just killed them twice. That was it. Everything else, they did what they were supposed to do. So it's fun. Don't get me wrong, and it gives you hope. But we tend to look at teams like there's a lot of. Well, let's take Canadians go with the Bosnia point. We'll look and say Bosnia. Oh, we should be Bosnia. I'm like, no. Look further than just what you recognize, and then actually see where they're playing. And then you start looking, saying, "Oh, there's ballers everywhere. Oh, there's a ball. Oh, maybe we don't win that." And then they're surprised that it is. And then it does come to, there is a standard with the footballer, right? And so wherever they're coming from, you always have to give that respect. We give it more because of flair, but I think that's where it becomes very interesting from there. But Reem could be the U.S.'s weak point, yes. Yep, Norway will come in and do that, and things that they are and are.
Bless of choice, Pastor. Sorry, comments.
Yes, we saw it. Right,
powerful one. Others said Italy didn't lose a game and could make it to the World Cup because a goal difference to Norway. Well, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. People sleep on Europe how difficult it is to reach here. Because if you put Italy in our region, they beat everybody. Maybe they will struggle with Mexico a little bit, but they will beat everybody. And if they put them in the version that what we just saw, they wipe the floor with everybody. because nobody in the lower version of CONCACAF qualifiers would have beaten them. You know, yeah. So we have to give them more respect. But let me move on. United States, we're gonna keep an eye on that group because United States will qualify. But let's see if they do first or second. Let me see how it goes right there, guys. If you're just coming in, please hit the like button on all the platforms. We have 4 more groups to go. Right?
For sure.
Is it 4 more? No, man. We have 4. No, we have 4 more.
We have 8 more groups, but we
have 4 more, and then we can go down to the next 4. Yes. So let me go a little bit fast, Africans, because goddamn, we're going slow.
The conversation is hot. We like it. Okay, Group E: Germany, Ecuador, Cote d'Ivoire, and Curacao. Names, beautiful kit. Beautiful.
Curacao, another CONCACAF team. Oh God. The haters them are gonna be out now in the blood. Africans are in a Curacao jersey. Are you setting up yourself?
And this wasn't before the result, but I have Cote d'Ivoire, Germany, Ecuador, Curacao.
Okay, so you put on a Curacao jersey to come and tell the people that Curacao come in last.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've been recruiting. Yeah, they've looked good, but I think it's a group where, and listen, full disclosure, I made my last prediction. I have Germany winning the World Cup because they feel like a side that could kind of low key move through. They feel a side that on paper you look at them and you say maybe they should top the group. Then they finish in second.
Let me go for Africans. Let me go for it because you have Cote d'Ivoire that can turn up on anybody and beat anybody on any day. You have Ecuador that can beat anybody on any day. Right. So you have 2 teams out of this group that can beat anybody on any day. So are you so certain that Germany will just blow by both of them? I think this is a tough group in Africans for you to just call that,
I have Cote d'Ivoire winning this group.
You have Cote d'Ivoire winning this group?
Yes.
So you have Germany to be champions?
Yeah. I think they make it because they make it because their pathway in second. I think their pathway finishing in second is a little bit clearer for them and they make it through. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Africans have Germany. Oh God, you're gonna get beaten in the chat.
That's fine.
All right. So I think Germany will eventually win it, But I think this is going to be a tough group. I actually think Curacao coming last as well, not because Curacao ain't good. Because I honestly believe that Curacao is a better footballing team than Jamaica. I had said that, and I stuck by that. It's not hard to be a better footballing team than Jamaica. So I stuck with that. So not because I'm putting them last. That don't mean I'm disrespecting them. So for people from Curacao, I just believe that this group is too hard for you. Because the team that I think you will rival because of the physicality, I think it's Cote d'Ivoire. And Cote d'Ivoire just have too much talent. You understand me? And they don't play physical football fully. They can go physical, but they're a technical team as well. You get me? So I know Curacao, if Curacao get a draw,
hey, good for them.
They win the World Cup. That is their World Cup. If they get a draw out of this group, they win the World Cup, blood. I think Curacao. I know Curacao people ain't delusional. If Curacao get a draw out of this group, they win the World Cup.
JD, Curacao and Cape Verde need to leave the World Cup with something. A point, a towel, a commemorative chair, something. They just need to leave with something.
This is a hard group, blood. Yeah. And Canada gets an easy group. Why Canada couldn't be in this group?
Because we got put in the top teams, and so we got other teams with us. It's the perks of being a host. All right, Ecuador, Germany, Cote d'Ivoire, and Curacao. That's true. There's a lot of, and I'm seeing people coming. I'm discounting. I'm overlooking Ecuador. Listen.
I never put it in. Sorry about that. Yeah. Germany first. You never had Germany first, but the fans, everybody said Germany. Then who second? Ecuador people have second.
The chat is saying Ecuador, so I don't mind them going. But
so
for me, I have Cote d'Ivoire winning the group. That's me. But we're gonna put this because this is what I'm sensing. I'm sensing some hostility towards my thoughts, but that's okay.
Norway, all right. So all right. So we're on Group F now. Okay, we have Germany, Ecuador. All right. So that's the same one. We got the same one as you. just a while ago. So F now. Ooh, my neighbors,
yes.
Netherlands, Japan, Tunisia, and Sweden. Ooh, this is the next good group, in the man.
Yep.
Oh Lord.
I think you go chalk as it sits. I think you go Netherlands, Japan, Sweden, Tunisia.
Okay, yeah, because I thought you were gonna put Tunisia over. No,
Tunisia,
don't sleep on Sweden, Africans.
No,
I know that
Sweden
Japan
third.
is very good.
Yeah,
but Sweden, I think I am going with Netherlands first, Sweden second, Japan third. It's gonna be between Japan and Sweden for second. Yeah, and I Sweden firepower ain't bad in the blood.
Yeah, it's. I think you go as it is. Look, Sweden to me is the team that if you look how they got to the World Cup, they're the least deserving because they didn't do anything. Listen, they got the Nations League pathway. They finished last in their group. We're like, hey, just got to win 2 games. Let's go.
Yeah, but you could say that some of their players were exhausted because of their clubs that they're playing for. You know, your club play Aram football and stuff, so it's hard. They have to play rugby. To end up make it to the international tournaments, you know?
Hey, we're not mad. But and this Tunisia side is so young. Like this Tunisia side is so young that the stage is going to be too big for them, or they're not going to know any better. And then the next thing you know, it's like, oh, they drew Sweden and they're tied with Japan in the 60th minutes. Good for you guys. But like, so it's so hard to really evaluate Tunisia. If this was the typical Tunisia, I'd say confidently, yeah, give them last place. But like the naivety of youth can go both ways. You'll either go and you'll play above what you expect, or the lights will really hit you and be like, oh, that's Isaac across the board. Oh, that's Virgil across the board. Oh, that's all the Japanese players that we know across the board, and then you're trying to play. So I think he goes chalk, but then you put Sweden in third.
Africans, I'm telling people, I think Sweden, I know that they never performed, but they have some very good forward players. Not because they play at clubs that don't play football. You understand me? Liverpool play good football, but other clubs them really play around football. So it kind of not showcase what they truly can do. They are going to be free this summer. Free like a bird. You understand? Gyökeres is going to be good at football.
And birds flying to windows, JD. Birds flying to windows. Okay.
Gyökeres is gonna be good at football. He's just gonna be good, you know. So I'm not ruling them out, people. I think that Ilanga, Gyökeres, and my boy Isaac have not played so much games, so it's an opportunity for him to show that his contract was worth it. You know, he wanted to do good at Liverpool. Yeah, I think that they are going. People don't know. I know that Japan is. They're an organized team, but goddamn, man, I think that front line. You know what? If you guys say Japan, because I'm thinking about Japan front line too as well. They ain't bad at all, you know. They ain't bad at all. So,
all right. So we're going Netherlands, Japan, Sweden, Tunisia, or are you going Japan, Sweden, Tunisia?
No, people said Japan should come second. Okay. So, but I kind of, I'm going to click that one as well too, because I know Sweden coming second here, but yeah. Netherlands might take a while to get it together. I know, the orange them ain't normal at football, blood. They're going to ping pong ball. Netherlands Japan game is going to be beautiful. Beautiful. So, no, Netherlands play football, blood. All right? JD is a big chicken. What did I do?
We're coming for you.
Oh my God. Curacao is winning in the World Cup.
Jersey
I said Curacao at a point they won the World Cup.
Yes.
All right? So don't click me and tell lies on me, blood. I never said Curacao winning no World Cup, blood.
Perfect. Okay. Do not write off Tunisia. I'm not. Like I said earlier, I think it's just they can be really surprising, or they could just be really surprising. One of the two.
Tunisia is good, Africans.
Yeah.
But if Tunisia qualifies, it would have been a shocker. Japan, Sweden, and Netherlands. Netherlands is one of the favorites for the entire World Cup, blood. That makes one spot alone left. and they ain't better than Japan, and they ain't better than Sweden. You know?
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Okay.
Okay, people have Japan winning the entire group. That would have been an upset as well.
Yeah.
Okay. That would have been an upset to me.
Because there's also the question of which one of the big names we think are going to underperform. But we'll have that. That's
so you're picking Netherlands not to perform, Africans? I think Netherlands will perform. Netherlands love football, blood. They will perform, you know? They only have problems when they have a Spain and others in their group. And you saw them destroyed Spain. The worst beaten Spain ever get in history. With a bicycle kick by Robin Van Persie, you understand me? And so they performed, man. They turn up for big games, man. Yeah. You could say that they look lackluster against the United States the last World Cup, but aside from that, Netherlands have always performed, you know. The only thing you need to do is put them in semi-finals and say, go to the finals. And believe me, you don't know where the players them is. You get me? That's the only thing for Netherlands. Put them in the semi-finals. And I can promise you, it could be Mexico. It's Mexico going to the finals, blood.
It was a diving header, though. That definitely was a diving header in that game. But so that's what we have here. And then we're going next group. Okay, first of all, I didn't think you were going to do that.
Okay, next group G. Oh, God. All right, so my country now, instead of my neighbors, you know, the Belgian, but go ahead, Africans, because the other day I heard you saying some things. You never gave Egypt a lot of credit, you know. So I want to see if you just completely push aside Belgium now, you know.
If you go back to the beginning of the video where I said I recant the Belgium and England.
That's why I want to see how you're going to do the group now, because you saw Egypt against Brazil and Egypt looks good. You understand me? So, God damn.
But then you also have New Zealand, other than Timmy with New Zealand. That's New Zealand is there to collect vibes, collect jerseys, collect another great, trip across the United States. The Iran angle is going to be one. They're going to be playing for a lot with them. And
I understand they're going to be playing for a lot of Africans, but a lot of people are playing. Belgium playing for Iran as well, too. You don't know that they have a lot of wrap-up people here.
Yeah.
We're just going to lay down and make them beat us. And that's what, after we're in America. If America was in the group, I'm saying Iran coming out. But I'm very sorry, Iran. We're going to do it for you. We're going to beat you for you. You understand me? It ain't working, blood. I'm gonna stop this foolishness.
What type of parent's reasoning is this? I'm doing this for me, for you.
Because we want to make sure United States don't go to the next rounds, and we are much more equipped to just the United States, like what we did just a while ago. Just let me beat you for you.
This hurts me as much as it hurts you. No, it doesn't, Mom. You're beating me. Okay, there's a difference.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
But I have a solid point. We just rub out United States, and you want me to beat United States, right? So we are equipped to beat United States.
All right, so let's see what we have. Belgium, Egypt, Iran, New Zealand. Not bad. Belgium, Egypt, Iran, New Zealand. All right. Belgium, Egypt, Iran, New Zealand. I'm seeing a theme here.
Oh, everybody put in Iran. Okay,
Belgium,
New Zealand
Iran,
coming last.
Egypt. Angus, yes. Interesting.
Okay, somebody put Iran second.
Yep.
Egypt third. Oh, God. Angus, we can't really agree with it. I think that would have been upset Africans if Egypt don't come second or first. But the sad thing is, they put Egypt and Belgium to play the first game.
Yeah.
So how can you do that?
It was just how the numbers ranked, and you need Mo Salah fresh, right? You don't want him to pick up a niggle against someone and then you're having.
No, but you can't put the two biggest teams in the group to play first.
Well, it's how it broke down.
That's gonna put a pressure for one of them to come get knocked out in the blood. You understand?
Yeah.
Because it's not like you're on 3 points already and stuff. Oh God.
Right.
Ooh.
Okay. Belgium, Egypt, Iran, New Zealand. Again, we're seeing it. Belgium, Egypt. Okay. We're seeing it. Belgium, then Egypt. So that we're seeing that well. Wonderful. Okay. We're all in agreements with that. It's a toss up between both. Okay.
Only Umza out here eating in Belgium for no reason. I don't understand why Umza be like that, blood. All right, so
Belgium, Iran.
go ahead,
Okay.
Africans.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so Group H, you have Spain, Uruguay, Saudi Arabia, Capo Verde. Again, with Capo Verde, like Curacao, leave with something, right? Joy, a kit. Don't let the bus with no windows be stolen. Just let that bus run through America. Have fun with it. Yeah, I agree. So those two are. I would love to see. Look, hey, Capo Verde beat Serbia in a friendly. Okay, before this, so I'm gonna go with real vibes here and say Saudi Arabia finishes last. Yeah.
Oh God! So Cape Verde gets the third spot. Oh, all right.
Jason, many people are looking for those
so this is what I can't stand with you guys now. You're so like funny. Cape Verde come third. So Saudi Arabia bombing not going on, and Saudi Arabia they have nothing playing for. They're not playing for their.
If I could put on my African hat here and explain, Capo Verde, I would argue, played better teams to get here and have looked better. My only issue with Capo Verde,
Africans, I agree with you. Remember, I watched them, so I know that it's possible that they are the third one. But I'm saying, so why Saudi Arabia can't get the spirit of the people that got bombed and say that they're going to come third? Because that's the reason why you guys giving Iran second spot and those stuff, and even first spot. You guys are just doing that to get on my nerves?
I would argue it would be just primarily because of the crowd shots. But no, I think how Capo Verde plays, they've played teams of all that quality, and I think matchup wise, I'm not going to give them the full Canada, or how we said Haiti might be Canada this World Cup. My only issue with Capo Verde is if this was 4 years ago, I'd be like, listen, Uruguay don't want the ball all the time, so Capo Verde will be in possession and they'll play around, and then they can get by a Saudi Arabia. I think this version of it is just too old, but I think ultimately they could. I think third place is that would be remarkable for me. Again, this is my heart says they finish at third. My gut says they finish last, just because Saudi Arabia are at that level. But I think Capo Verde could leave with something. Most definitely.
Jaros, I wasn't saying that Iran can't come third, but they're just basing it off what's going on in Iran. They are going to beat teams and come first. They weren't saying third. They were saying first, Jaros. So that's my problem. So that's why I asked them why Belgium can't come first. Why we just need to lay down and just come third or second because Iran need to come first. I don't understand that, So that's why I said we have to beat them to help them, We have to beat them to help them.
Yep. Everyone's going pretty much Spain, Uruguay, Saudi, and then Capo Verde, so that's fine.
Yes. Spain, I don't see any upset here between Spain. I think Spain, if Spain don't leave this group with plus 12 goal difference,
something's wrong.
I would be shocked.
Yeah, because listen, the Yamal, the Ballon d'Or propaganda agenda is going to be in full effect here. It's going to be in full effect here. All right, so let's get to Group I, which many people, if this was a regular World Cup, this would be a group of death. Because
I still think it can turn out to be a group of death. I love it. All right, so France, Senegal, Norway, and then Iraq. Yep. Iraq fighting for something in the blood. All right, Iraq fighting for them people. You understand me? So, France have 60 teams. Incredible at football. But France cannot make it out of this group, this World Cup. Oh God! They're going to eventually make it out, but
a counter argument for the sake of counter arguments. Remember when we lived in the era where France was like Microsoft operating systems? Every other one was terrible. and then the opposite was good. So you had like
but they have too much. They have too much teams for them not to be. Back then they had 1.5 teams. They have 3 now. They can say the first team rests. You're not playing good. Second team a 500 million go out there and beat the dog crap out of that one, so you get first place, and we reverse first to second. And then, you know what? If we can't win, let us send our 4th string Senegal team to beat them.
Oh, he really wants Candyman here for some reason. I'm not saying France is going to fall short. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying if there's ever a year where you're looking at a team, France are due for and I don't expect it, but based off of the metrics, right? 98 they win. 2002 they compete.
No, Africans, you have to look at the form. Dembele in his form is his life. Dictator Mbappe scoring goals but can't win that trophy, and he scored 55 goals in one game in the finals and still lost the finals because of the referees. Africans, you think he doesn't want, and he knows he's not going to win the actual World Cup? The Ballon d'Or, Africans? Dictator Mbappe is on one. He can't let believe they're gonna beat. They're gonna destroy Senegal.
No.
You know what? I'm putting France first. Because the man, France coming first, 1,000%. Because they're going to be fighting each other. Africans, they're fighting each other for the Ballon d'Or. Yeah, it's like you don't even know what's going on. They're going to beat everybody.
I am saying for the sake. I was saying for the sake of the argument, they are due a hiccup year, okay? Because they've had
God!
I'm just saying 98 World Cup, 02 group.
Yes.
2006 World Cup finals. 10.
Okay, but Africans, Thierry Henry, Nicolas Anelka, Trezeguet, they were kind of getting old blood when they did that little foolishness. And because Thierry Henry had the handball at the time, people said that they did not deserve to be there in the first place. No, France is one of the best teams in the world. They are actually top 2 favorites.
Okay, so who finishes second?
Well, let me talk about first, blood. Let me talk about first or the beatings. Or the beatings is going to be arranged.
Marchand. We're in French. Okay, we're good. France.
Oh God, France will be qualifying from the first game.
Oh, from the first game. Okay.
From the first game. People, stop disrespecting France, all right? Stop. No, because Africans, this is a 5th consecutive prediction, you know. Africans saying France going out, you know, from youth competition till now. So I don't know why France have to always have a slippage in them. You understand me? But this time, they are going to revolutionize this group. They are going to beat Senegal so bad. They're going to beat them so bad.
I think it'll be a tight game either way. But so we have France finishing first. That's fine.
Yes. Africans don't care what you're telling me. France coming first.
Okay, so who do you have finishing second? Because to me,
it should be easy.
It's Senegal.
It should be Senegal. It's not an easy one, you know. It's not an easy one. It's not a given. I know that you have the camaraderie with the Senegalese. You know, but it's not going to be easy because Norway, big bad, the knight of all of Norway is going to have something to say about that. People, I think Senegal and Norway ties on points, and Haaland score enough goals to bring Norway second.
I'm saying defensively, I don't know if I trust Norway as much as I would say Senegal, and I think that's where I give the edge to Senegal there. They are an informed team, don't get me wrong, but I think if I look at their totality, maybe this is me being fully immersed in African football. That's where I say I think Senegal have a better overall. I think the better attack is in Norway, but I think the better team from front to back, I think is Senegal, and I think they take
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. But I think that what Morocco never had is the strikers, and Haaland, he's gonna tear up Senegal.
It's a matchup.
Maybe they're gonna outscore them, but he's gonna come to this World Cup to prove that if he was on England's team, he would have been the Ballon d'Or winner, blood. You understand me? It's just because he's not on one of those top tier teams. Yeah, but so people, you can say Senegal coming second, but I think Senegal, Norway, and France. So France coming first, and then you can split between Senegal and Norway, and sorry, Iraq. But these teams are those bigger teams. So Iraq automatically comes to the bottom. You understand me?
You really want into this, Nelson? Okay, Nelson. Okay, Nelson. All right, so we'll go there. Nelson, you can see it. Okay, so we're going there now. The Group J, which is A's and a J. So Argentina, Austria, Algeria, and
Slim B. Slim B, it's your time. No. I am serious, Slim B. I am saying Norway and Senegal will fight for the position. All right, I know it looks like a tricky one, but the level of football playing, people, you don't see what. Look, you guys said Arsenal is good at football, which I don't believe. You understand me? You don't see what the Frenchman them doing in football, blood. The man them playing football to a level. Obviously, you have a few Frenchmen on the at least one. You have one French good player on Arsenal's team, but he's irrelevant to what these guys are doing in the forward areas, blood. I just think that France forwards are at the top of the pinnacle of football. You understand me? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. All right.
So I think that's what gives them the edge. I've seen Senegal. Senegal firepower is not that impressive. Their organization between midfield and defense is very good. I am impressed with that. But their forward line, people, let me stop disrespect. I don't know why we want to hate on France. France have 3 to 4 of the best players forward in the world, and Senegal has none. So we have to give them respect. And France have one of the best center backs in the world. Am I lying? So even though they might not be as solid defensive as Senegal, it still makes them score more goals than Senegal. So I want to trust them. And they have been on the stage more than Senegal. So give them the credit, man. I can't believe I am here fighting for France to come first.
I'm not fully fighting you here, but I guess the chat is. And Nelson, I see that you're in.
I was letting JD go. First of all, I think it's a lot closer than you think it's gonna be. you think it's a lot. You think that group is guaranteed France goes through first? I think you're smoking something, because here's how we think. You're right. 3 of the best forwards are French. I agree with you. Olise, Mbappe, and Dembele. Easily the top 3. And if you're ignoring people like Ryan Cherki, but here's the truth. The issue with France is, with Olise on the right, he doesn't cover ground. He doesn't track back. He doesn't. I've watched him for Bayern. Look, go listen to what Luis Enrique said when they were targeting him. They literally said, if you isolate him on the far right, he struggles all the time. And this is the thing. They're not going to be able to dominate them physically. And another point that you're completely forgetting is their midfield historically was carried by Conte, who's old now. So that means that if the midfield partnership is either going to be Adrien Rabiot, who's mediocre, or and who sits by him, Tchouaméni, who's been poor. Tchouaméni's actually been poor. And anybody else you put in there, Manu Kone, not good enough. Because when they're going to face the physicality Senegal brings in, the combination of Pape Gueye, Pape Matar Sarr, Lamine Camara, these are people who actually, Lamine Camara dominated them. AS Monaco, go watch a Monaco game versus PSG. If a guy can dominate the best midfield on the planet right now, you're going to have an issue against them. And that's my thing, is their midfield isn't good. Their defense, Upamecano, I don't trust Upamecano at all. If you say Konate, let's be honest, very poor season Konate at Liverpool. Who do you trust? Who do you trust in the defensive partnership? The only thing that I believe is right back they have Malo Gusto, who's good. I don't even know if he's gone to the World Cup. And then left back, whether it's Theo Hernandez or whatever. I think you're looking at an older midfield / defensive partnership. It's not as strong as you think it is, in my opinion.
No, but I've listened to you. You have said the same thing as me, you know. The only thing I've said with my prediction, I just believe that the scorers for France will score more than what I've seen from Senegal. That I've agreed with you on the defense line. I've agreed with you on the midfield line, but I just said I just believe that they do have the isolated entries. I do believe that it is slightly. I would bet on Mbappe and Dembele at this point over anybody on Senegal to finish off 2 out of 4 big chances. And as we like to call him the dictator and everything, and maybe he is because he behaves like that, Mbappe. But one thing about him, he turns up in big games. You have to register 1 goal or an assist for Mbappe in every big game he played in his entire life. Am I lying?
No, Mbappe is a walking goal scorer. The issue that he has is he leaves a lot of defensive coverage, and that's the problem.
Yes.
If you're playing, that's the thing that people forget about what Kante used to do for them. Kante covered so much ground that you could allow Mbappe, who plays on the wing. He's not going to play as a striker. He plays on the left wing. So if you're putting him left wing and he's not covering ground, you're struggling. And that left wing.
So before you go, who you're going to put as striker then?
Dembele, because he plays.
Because I think they're going to try and use a fluid one.
Yeah, they'll play Dembele as a striker because he plays striker at PSG. You play Olise on the right, and then you play Mbappe on the left. And that means both wings have no defensive coverage. And if you remove Olise, you're bringing Cherki, who again doesn't defend. So you're basically going against
but you're still, you know what I love how you look at it, you know, because that's good. But you see the ability of Cherki to retain ball. Ball retainers are essential in football, especially when you don't have defensive coverage in midfield. So the fact that these guys are the best ball retainers in the world, and you're not factoring that these guys can hold the football. That's what they do for a living. So you think that Senegal is going to just arc them down and take the ball off them when you saw everybody best in football can't dispatch of Turkey on the ball?
Did you watch the...
You're not factoring that in. I'm just asking if you're not factoring that in.
I am factoring it in. I actually rate Turkey a lot. I think Turkey, in my opinion, Turkey is one of the best players in the world. I rate him really highly. But even when you look at how Pep played him, he had to account for the fact that when he loses the ball, he is a defensive liability. And he will lose the ball. Yes, he retains the ball amazingly, but he will lose it. And the issue you have is if you have no one tracking back, except Dembele. Dembele is the only one who'll track back. Everybody else is just sitting there waiting. And the reason why I think the biggest miss is Kante. Because Kante is a 12th man. Kante covers way too much ground. So my concern is the French team that we're thinking of without Kante is a significantly weaker team than the one with Mbappe. You reference the final where Mbappe did score, but look at the game. Look at why they were struggling. They were getting overrun in midfield. And Senegal, by the way, is one of the best midfields in this tournament. They literally have enough depth that it's crazy because you can't outmuscle them. And they have all the tennis too.
Because I would love to take this up with you, but remember, I don't have much time. So I wanted to lock this down, and you're not going to run away because these games, I'm going to be haunting people. I'm going to take your name down because I have to be looking for people in this World Cup. So you have to come and join us back for this game, you know. Senegal versus France, you're not hiding. All right.
Oh, he's there.
Trust me. By the way, like I called this out a long time ago. You can check
all right.
I've said this over and over again. I think France against Senegal will be a lot tighter. I'm with you. Senegal versus Norway can go either way, just because of they have Haaland and Sola, 2 6'5" monsters who are great in the air, and I think that's one of Senegal's biggest weaknesses. Is even though they're giants, they're not that big compared to the Norwegians. But in terms of France versus Senegal, I think that game is going to be crazy close. I don't see this as a blow. I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
I think did you watch France in the what team was it, Algeria?
I just watched them. They lost the last game. They lost. They lost. Yeah, I watched them.
When they played Algeria, outside of Turkey,
Cote d'Ivoire.
nobody else was good. Oh, sorry, Ivory Coast.
But remember, they are working on things, Nelson. They are working on things. So that's why most of these games, I don't really check it the same way. Like, I don't really invest in the scoreline because it's really to reshape the team in the best possible way to go into the main games. So that's why I never really took it that way.
But I'm not even talking about the goals. I'm talking about the gameplay. Outside of Turkey, Olise was so isolated on the wing, he couldn't do. Oh, I almost swore here. He couldn't do anything, right? Like, he was so poor. And that's one of my things is a lot of these teams as well. And I think you're factoring this into your thought process.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them are system-based players who are coming into a country where you're expecting to be independent, individual. That's why Mbappe is always good. Because Mbappe is not a system-based player. Mbappe is a good player and can work in any system. But I think I think if you look at Olise is I think you'd see he gets so much coverage. Look at how they're playing Bayern Munich. The right back doesn't bomb forward. He just lets him play on his own. But now
Olise, I gave it to you with Olise, but I think Dembele, because he's so versatile, with his first touch, I think he gets more space, and that makes him a less defensive liability because he occupies so much space. And his first touch is so good to get past the first man. They back off so much. So you see, Olise's problem is his first touch is not as smooth as Dembele, and he doesn't command that aura as Dembele. Hence why people just closer mark him. Then his first touch goes bad, and then he turns his back. That's why he loses so much balls, and then put his team under pressure. So going into this, I think that maybe they don't actually start him. That's what I was thinking,
really?
Just for the defensive coverage,
I agree with you. Because the one thing that I am factoring in is Didier Deschamps is defensive first. So I do think against Senegal, he will go a lot more reserved. That's why I think that game is going to be closer than we think. By the way, I agree with you on one thing. Dembele is the one player I do fear from France. I don't fear Mbappe is going to give you a goal, but his overall gameplay, I always question. But Dembele, you're not questioning anything he gives you for 90 minutes.
Yeah, man, his spatial awareness. No, we know that Dembele was injured and he never played the entire season. But we're talking about the skill sets of the players, and that's what Nelson talking about. And Dembele gets so much space. You don't watch Arsenal. The man was tricking in a final. The man just keep on getting space. They started to leave him in the space alone and start mark the actual field. Just said, okay, you're going to stay out there. You need 2 more touch to pass me, so I'm going to drop back deeper. He's the only player I see in modern football today. Ian Robin had that problem, Nelson, which you have to start mark the actual space than him himself. Yeah. Because his first touch is so smooth to get past you. I think he gives me that same Ian Robin, Gareth Bale style. Gareth Bale was different from both of them, but he still had the power to get past you in one. Dembele gives you the trickery to get past you. You get me? People saying no, I think Dembele, the footballer, bro. You know what? Just wait until you see him for the French team. Because I'm telling you, he has the individual talent, man. All right? Yes, I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying the touch of the player, we are not going to miss the game. That's one thing we know. We're not going to miss this game. So let me write it down. Senegal versus France. We can't miss. Nelson will have to be here. Omza will have to be here. And everybody have to turn up. All right.
Yeah, don't worry. Like I think this is going to be an interesting World Cup because a lot of the best players in prior World Cups are older or have been playing very poorly. So I'm actually going to be here. Don't worry.
All right. Love that.
We could go to the other groups, but when I heard you claim that France is easily topping,
Yeah, man. I'm just talking about my 1,000 million goals because the president has to score 50.
Yeah.
Because don't believe that he's not upset, that he doesn't win the Champions League in the blood. All right, and he's not getting any Ballon d'Or. One thing about that dude, he's selfish in the blood.
No, for sure.
So he has something to prove. And if he scores 15 goals in this World Cup or 12 goals, which is highly possible, because this dude is revolutionary on scoring football. We know that we can say he's the worst behaving human being. Because I think he's going down like the most disliked footballer in Mbappe. I don't know how people hate this man so much, but he's one of the most disliked footballer by players and fans. But one thing about him, he produces on all the man produced from the first World Cup he goes. I remember watching him playing Belgium in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
And even though they cheated in that match, but obviously people are going to say I'm always blaming the referee. But yes, it was a referee in that game. I am not fighting. Yeah, it was the referee. I'm calling you out, referee. You scam for France that year. You understand? Yes, so the referee scammed that game, but he was still exceptional, and that really damaged a super Belgium team. Fraud-ass referees. But sorry, I am going France winning it. I'm sorry, Nelson. That Obia dictator boy is not normal.
We'll see, because the thing is, I don't know if you've accounted for it, but Dembele in the final looked like he was injured at the end. He was limping.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And another thing is, and this is the thing I'm accounting for, a lot of people in this World Cup will be injured. And a lot of the players that we're talking about, the Elises, the Dembele, they're all injured.
God. So Nelson, that's why you have to give France the effort, the edge, because France can just put the same level. Look, if Olise injured, that would have been better for France, right? By your analogy. Because now they can actually bring in somebody with, because the only reason why Olise can have that talking to Nelson is solely because he's playing at a big high level, and sometimes you can't bench these players. And it makes your team worse. You understand me? So if he's injured, a better player actually comes in for the system. You know,
who comes in for Lisa? It's gonna be.
I think. Okay. Well, for me, I think they would have changed your system to play more narrow. And use the two, as I could see them using two striker, which is a fluid striker system with Dembele and Mbappe up there, because they know that the midfield is not as strong. Don't be surprised if that's what they do. And click me right here, because once you see them do it, Nelson, you have to come and give me my credit, They are going to play a narrow system against Senegal. Just watch.
I have no issues calling out if someone got it right, someone got it right. But I have a feeling the starting game, he won't play Dembele. He'll play Thuram as striker, Marcus. He'll play Mbappe left wing, and then right wing. I assume he'll play Olise just because. I think he plays Olise first game, just because he might assume everyone else is either injured or he just doesn't trust him. I don't think he trusts Cherki. I don't think he does. I think he doesn't. I don't think he trusts his defensive coverage.
So you're not going for Dewey. You're not going for Cherki. Olise will go on. I think.
I won't lie.
No, Dewey is defensive. He's trying to.
He could play Dewey. He could play Dewey on the right wing.
Okay.
I forgot about
it. Yeah, because they have, and that's what I'm saying, Nelson. These men have $100 million players for fun. Stop playing with them. Stop playing with their names.
But I'm not afraid. Here's the truth. I'm not afraid of a Dewey, Thuram, Mbappe strike front three. I don't think that's scary. Honestly, I think what you said is that bench looks scary. That is true when you look at them individually. But I would love to. Here's the thing we're talking about. We would love to see all of this because we haven't seen them really fly. Like in the friendlies, they haven't been that convincing. in the Nations League, they were pretty okay. They won dude, Spain were better than them. Spain.
Yeah, but that final game, oh my God, that game was a shootout, blood.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because it looked like Spain would have given them 6.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's my concern is when you look at this team without Conte, like, I think Conte at his best was the best player in the world. And if you now remove him, that defensive coverage is gone. And the guys they're replacing him with have no legs. None.
All right.
I can't wait because I don't know what Deschamps is going to play. If he plays the team I fear the most, then I'll be like, crap. Here we go.
Believe me, Nelson, I am looking for you, Nelson. You're not going to escape. I have you on the list. All right? What you're doing for me, Nelson, on this chat, you're just bringing me back on YouTube. Because I was in my my space area in Craft doing all sorts of foolishness, But I'm watching the games, don't get me wrong, but the motivation wasn't there, because I'm tired to hear Jamaica telling me that they're good at football. And then when I turn on the football and watch teams that are good at football, blood, I just don't want to cover nothing. So the World Cup coming back again, I'm excited to see Belgium. I think people sleeping on Belgium because I think Belgium's strike force today is better than what they had with Eden Hazard them. But people not looking at it that way because the hype was there for Eden Hazard and those guys at the time. But now I think that the overall quality and the strength and the depth in Belgian team, aside from the defense line, I think it's actually better. It's not even close either.
Fair enough.
First of all, I can't imagine you're talking about Belgium that way. Belgium.
I live in Belgium, Nelson. So why are you disrespecting Belgium, Nelson?
Brother. Belgium are poor, and you know it. You had an excellent team, and let's be honest, your guys.
Nelson, have you heard any word that came out of my mouth? Just what I said, the Belgian team today. Midfield and attack is actually better than the old prime Belgian hype-up team. So don't sleep on them.
That's crazy.
So, hold on. Eden Hazard was one of the most underperformed player for Belgium. Every day we hype him up here and we think that he was going to turn up great. We have to resort back to Fellaini, 9,000 feet header because this man dribbled for 900 years and don't do nothing on the field. Doku today, sadly, I can't believe I'm saying this. Doku look like he's much more an end product player than Eden Hazard. I don't know what I'm seeing. So don't sleep upon them. They have good players that are going to do what the coach says. Nelson, believe in Nelson. Let me write down your name again. Nelson. So for France and Belgium, you're disrespecting France and Belgium. Believe me, man. Doku will have 7 assists in this tournament. 7 assists Doku have in this tournament.
Listen. I love people back in their countries. I'm not crazy about it. I love what you're saying, but come on. Your team still has Axel Witsel. Witsel was in the original team. He's still in this team. Yes.
Now. That's what you need. You need people to transfer over the load. But you just complain about France and Conte. Conte was just a little bit older. When you have somebody trying to bring over the young kids, them.
You're telling me the guy can't run. Witsel couldn't run when he was young.
But Wicks is not going to start, Nelson. Wicks is not going to start.
Give me your midfield. De Ketelaere? Who's in your midfield?
No, De Ketelaere will maybe play central forward some point. He's not going to play attacking midfielder because they're going to use KDB in it, and you can't have De Ketelaere and KDB because they are both creative midfielder. They are not defenders.
KDB was played only like 7 games this season because he's been broken all season.
No, well, KDB is going to be there because he's going to be the man to lead the ship. Sometimes you just talk about Conte and all of a sudden you want to throw players that will help the team. You understand me? KDB is going to start over Wicks. Wicks is not going to start. Wicks is just going to be a motivation player, a motivational player. in my opinion. And if you want a solid 10 minutes, because one thing about Wixter, he's a fighter just like Conte and those players. So you always need one of those players in the team, blood. So stop the disrespect. I think let me tell you,
we have to disrespect that team because your team has Leandro Trossard, who's been bang average for Arsenal, who is. I know you guys beat Tunisia 5-0. Let me tell you something. Tunisia is the worst to represent us to the international.
So we know battle United States. So United States never get battered as well. So
you're talking bang average.
Nelson.
You're talking bang average.
Nelson, you can use it against France, but I think Belgium. I think you're gonna lose if you bet on Belgium. Then you can build your confidence, Nelson. I think you should not bet on this one.
Yeah, show the group again.
All right. So the group is very, very, very easy for Belgium. Let me go up here and show you. So Belgium, Egypt, Iran, and you guys said Egypt is not good, Nelson.
No. They're not that good. They finished second in that group, but they're not that good.
Mommy, I'm gonna call him a minute. I'm on the line, yeah? All right, yeah. Yes, and to take up all of my time is my wife calling me. Anyways. Let me go back to my team. Nelson, you're not getting away. All right, so Decatalaire, I can't see. I think Decatalaire will start as the striker.
Yeah.
Because I think his touches and link-up play is solid. I don't see Lukaku start. I don't see Lukaku starting instant. Yeah. All right, but they still have Luka Bakio and Lukaku as the supporting strikers, which is ridiculously solid. That is better than the actual supporting striker of the main Belgian team, you know. But nobody ain't talking because you're not ain't better than none of these dudes.
You wait 1 second. The issue with the Belgian team wasn't that the team was bad. It was the coach that was bad. You employed a bad coach.
Yes, Martinez is trash blood. You understand me? I never wanted Martinez done at all.
I thought your team was good enough to win the World Cup, to win the Euros. I always thought that the good one, this one, let me be honest, JD. I think your team in the next World Cup will be good. I like Matthias.
Will be good?
Yeah, we'll be. Let
me go through the starting lineup then. I'm going to try and change your mind because maybe you don't remember some of the players they're playing. Courtois will still get the nod as a striker, as a keeper. So Courtois is still there, but secondary keeper is still very good. So keepers, we're solid on keepers. Castana will be over the left back. Micheli, Engai, and Mounier. Mounier, not 100% sure. I think Mounier could be a little problem right there. Yeah. Telemans will be in it. Onana is what Onana, if he can just keep his stamina level and his lacquer, he's always injured, and I don't like that. But once he's on the field and playing, Onana is a monster. Then you have De Bruyne, Decatalaire, Trossard. You say they don't want him, but I can change that right hand side as well. And you have Doku. That is a very good. Only Trossard and Mounier alone you can have problem with.
Yeah, but they're on the same wing. They're on the same wing. Both Trossard and
Mounier they are on the same wing. But all right. So what we could do then? We can change things. We can change things. All right. We can change things around. We can play a flat 4 and then put in 2 strikers.
Okay.
And have Lukaku Luka Bakayo and Lukaku play up front and use a 4 across. And then you don't have Trossard in the team, none at all. And then the security would have been there for Mounier.
The issue that I have with your team is that you have either extremely inexperienced players or the experienced ones are either too old, like Mounier, like De Bruyne. These guys are all going to get injured in a hot World Cup. This is not your regular one. They have water breaks for this one. These guys are going to break down. De Bruyne couldn't survive in Napoli. He's going to struggle in this World Cup. Not his ability. His ability is amazing. Onana, as you said, you brought up his injury record. You also forgot to bring up Tielemans' injury record, who's been poor, who's been injured all season as well. I like the way you know that they are injury prone. You're just ignoring the fact that these guys are all injury-prone players. By the way, I think right back should be De Kuyper. You move him to right back.
Yeah, because you want to use as right back, so
Yeah,
that means he can take out. But
You play the
but so
right
you
back.
know that we have capable replacements. So as I'm saying, stop sleeping. You know what, Nelson? Because Nelson have to cook dinner. You know? All right,
Okay.
I have to cook dinner. So I know we've gone 2 hours and we have not finished. So Nelson, join the next pod. I am going to be here for you. Join next pod. You're not getting away. I've logged down all of the conspiracies that they put out on my teams. So we are going to do the World Cup together. You're not going to hide. All right, Nelson?
I'm back after you guys finish.
Okay.
This is fun.
Yes. All right.
Respect again. You're a big boss.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, big guy. Yo,
Yeah.
that was OG Nelson. He's who we started the channel with back in the day, and he's coming back with a fury. But
Yeah, man, we are gonna have to draw out Nelson because we love football people and Nelson watching the football, and that's what we love,
Yes, he most definitely is. But yes, now we've ignored the Algerian and the Austrian youths for too long. But Group J.
Yeah, so let me run through it because
let's run through it here. So Group J: Argentina, Austria, Algeria, Jordan. Listen, Argentina on paper should be finishing first. I'm putting Austria second.
I don't know what the African teams do with the Africans, Algeria coming third or last. Because if you put Algeria over Jordan over Algerian Africans, you have to really test your blood today,
I don't see Jordan beating Algeria, but
thank you very much.
I don't see it. But the one concern is Algeria is still in a space where there's a lot more. Yes, they're getting some youth in, but there's a lot more older players that may rely on, right? You still have Mahrez who's there. You still have some players that you think that they'll rely on a little bit too much, and that's the concern. But I think Austria is a side where you look at them and say it's Austria. They should be able to beat them. No, look at how Austria is playing, and then come back and tell me. And no, this is not because they beat Ghana 5-1.
I think that because Algeria lost to Nigeria, Africans just changed his mind off the team instant. I said, me and Africans doing the stream, and Africans' mind just changed from Algeria. I think they were just tired, They were just tired,
That was the best Nigerian performance I had seen in years, JD.
Yeah.
For the team, and I was just like,
and Nigeria was good as well. Remember, Nigeria is good they have good players,
Yeah.
They're just incapable of playing good always. They play one good game and 15 bad games. So you understand me? So
Yeah.
I'm just sorry that good game came on that day,
True. Group K, because we people had put their predictions in already. We kind of went through. So Group K, Portugal,
Group K,
Colombia, Uzbekistan.
Oh God, this is a tough group, Portugal ain't just winning this blood. I am putting Colombia first,
Oh, you're going for World Cup. James is gonna drag his team up to the.
Yeah, but Colombia's team is. We saw Congo. Congo is not an easy team to play. No. Obviously, they play Jamaica, and people thought that they're bad, but every other team Congo plays, they play very good.
Yeah.
Jamaica is just bad at football, so Congo had to be playing bad to try to figure them out. I promise you, once they can play with the actual system, they are going to play good football. They play good football. Don't count out Congo people, all right? It's just when Jamaica playing football, nobody knows what's going on the next team, so it's hard to stop things that you don't know what's going on. I'm telling you, go back and watch them against Nigeria and all other teams. They are a very good team. Believe me, don't sleep on them, blood.
They're a better team against teams that want possession. They are the sit back and counter side, and that was the struggle with the Jamaica matchup.
And I think in the Jamaica, perfect way to put the Africans. The Jamaica game, none of them wanted the football. Jamaica iced the ball 9,000 miles. They tried to attack. Jamaica get the ball back. They kick it 9,000 miles again. King, the greatest kicker of I don't know why he doesn't try out for an NFL team.
But yeah, so I think they'll look better against Portugal and Colombia because I think they they want to sit back and try to attack on the counter and transition. That's where they're at their strength. And so the Uzbekistan game might be a game that they win or they look awkward against because they may not think that they'll have the ball or they don't want to. But Portugal, Colombia, I'll go, Cote d'Ivoire, Congo, COD, and then Uzbekistan last place.
Yes, I think that's how it's going to go. But I think I want Colombia, so this is the next group I'm going to be looking out for, because this is what the chat will be saying. So I'm just putting it up, but this is not what I'm saying. I think Colombia is going to upset Portugal, but let me see. Yeah, and then now for the final one, guys. Final one: England, Croatia, Panama, Ghana.
You could take this. It's okay. I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about this at all.
The battle of the underachievers, So Croatia, we can't say underachievers because Croatia have always pushed further than their weight.
Croatia,
so that we give them credit.
Back-to-back semifinalists at the World Cup.
Yes, so we have to give them credit. Croatia, I am not. I think their team is not the most well-rounded team this time around, but they are not a bad system team.
Agreed.
All right,
Agreed.
So I think their system can nullify England, definitely beat Ghana, and definitely beat Panama. I think Panama and Croatia actually have the two best systems.
Okay.
They might not have the best talents, but they have the best system. So it's the two better talented teams against the two best system teams.
Possibly.
Oh God, this might be embarrassing, and this group might be the most embarrassing group. Just watch, because don't be surprised if England don't top this group. God.
Look. The way
you were gonna say I have betted 100 years on England and lost, but believe me,
don't do it.
Don't be surprised if England don't top this group.
Don't do it in year 101.
And don't be surprised if Ghana come last as well.
Listen, okay. Did you see me versus Wales? Did you see me slowly dying inside? I am ready for them to go for to enjoy a 3.
I'm not saying Ghana will come last in Africans, but I'm saying don't be surprised if Ghana comes last.
Look, here's what I'll say about Ghana, because it's the easiest thing for me to talk about. This could be the quickest 3-city tour vacation they spend. And, they'll see Toronto, they'll see Philadelphia, they'll see Boston, and then they'll come home. That's at the worst case. Their best case, I don't even know what it is. I don't know what to expect from this team. So I'm just going to every game thinking, score a goal. And, we'll go from there. They don't have their two best center backs are both out injured. We don't know who the starting goalie is. I think they'll be a little bit more structured defensively, but they defend chaotically as if they want to usher the man into, did you see them against Wales? At some points they were ushering the man into the box, as if he was going to, he was sitting down for a show. It was oh, you're B12. If you come this way, we'll get you right to the penalty spot. Oh, you're in C13. Okay, right to the byline. Don't worry, we'll let you go down and go. I don't know. This Ghana side, the offensive talent isn't their issue. And I say that strongly. Their offensive talent is never their issue. They have more wingers that they know what to do with. They don't have a striker. I would say they need to. I'm desperate enough to say just put Antoine Semenyo as striker and then hope and vibe for there, because I think that's their better option. But defensively, Thomas Partey, whether it's the legal issues or his form, he has not been there. Personally, I don't know why he's on.
But it's the World Cup. It's a World Cup. You never may know. Maybe a man's soul might reach his body back and he decides that it's a World Cup and big stage. I need to make a last push in my career, So you don't believe nothing like that will come because they have the talent. So why they just can't do anything, As Umza said, Ghana is there to beg jerseys.
Listen. They might as well get the England Reds, get the Panama Blacks. They might as well. C3 cities.
No,
leave with
if Ghana lose to Panama Africans,
but that's my one saving grace. I will know very early whether if I should invest in this team or not. Because if they lose to Panama, the tournament's done. They're not doing anything against Croatia.
yes.
They're not doing anything.
They need to pop up. They should not be losing to Panama. Panama is a solid, good CONCACAF team, but CONCACAF is garbage blood. You understand me? So they should not be losing to Panama. I'm very sorry.
They shouldn't, but the way that they're playing, they can lose to anyone. The Chad midfielder is still running unchecked. Like they ushered him straight to goal, and he's still running unchecked. Right? He's gone through two sets of customs. He's crossed an ocean, still going. And so I think that's my problem with Ghana. Ghana, I will know quickly and early, and that's the only good thing. If they lose to Panama, if they draw Panama, I'm like, you know what? It's been great. It's been a good World Cup for us. Let's see what Canada does. If they beat Panama,
because remember, as I said, Panama has the better system. Yes, 1,000%.
Agreed.
So we know that. Likewise, Croatia. So that's why we said the two better systems going in with the two better teams. So I'm not saying that Panama can't beat Ghana, but that shouldn't be the case. So clearly Ghana just need to fix their problems, get a good coach, get a good plan,
get a striker,
get a striker.
You
know, but I think that they still have enough strikers to get the job done. I know that who is 150 years old. I understand Africans, but I still think that you have supporting strikers. You have more than one players that can play. You have 3 wingers that play supporting striker for them. You have 2 actual strikers. You understand me? You just need a good, because Africans, I promise you, if you take the whole squad and give to Panama, you wouldn't be saying that Ghana have a chance to win. You see the difference? Even with the same players, you are going to have strikers because Panama would be licking their chops.
Look, yeah, I agree. But then, like, the issue with Ghana is always, and we'll talk about England at some point. Like, the issue with Ghana is their team is built to be, if you look at all their wing attacking depth, if you look at their midfield strength that they have, they are built to be a transition team, which is why I don't mind Carlos being the coach. I think it's a good, if they're going to be defensive, that works. The problem then is you turn it around and then you have Jordan, who is just like, it's like watching Javon. I'm going to say it. It's like watching Javon Watson come back in 2022 World Cup qualifying and stand as a CD as a center back. That's what it's like, and you're like, put any young man.
I knew that it's even giving a problem. Oh my god! Because this is the 3rd World Cup in a row. He's old in Africans. Imagine being old for 12 years straight. he's not 40 years yet.
No, he's not. But I am emotionally.
So that means you have a next World Cup in you.
No. You have fresh Brandon Thomas Asante on the bench. You have ready to run Iñaki Williams. And we're still in the year 2026 saying Jordan will lead the line.
Yeah. You need to stop. You need to stop at some point.
I will say it. Go call Javon Watson. Call him. See if he wants to play CDM for Ghana. I will take him in the lineup over Jordan right now. Because at least I know where he will be defensively. He'll be by the box and standing there. I can't with this. I can't with.
So people based off that it's just 2 teams, Croatia and England, fighting for first and second spot.
I low-key like how England is set up because they have speed around Kane. They can defend. Kane can kind of roam wherever he wants. And I think England are, until they top the group and then the expectations come for them again. Like they've left so many names off. Some English fans are writing them off that they can just play without the expectation. And it's Tuchel. Tuchel is the best in a tournament type system or putting things well. And so for him, there's going to be a lot of defensive football for him. And I think he has the players to do it. Right now I see England topping the group. And then
England topping the group.
Croatia finishing
second. Panama third.
Yeah. I just take me out of my ranking. Put me on my misery right now.
Let me take a picture of these people. People, it is bad no blood.
Put
It
me
is
out of my
bad no for Ghana people. So
and guys,
that's it, people.
no.
Oh, God.
And I know people will accuse me of showing up when they win and then ghosting when I lose. I will have the same energy whether they beat Panama 12-0 or they lose 12-0. Like they're good. They're that type. They are right now consistently. They're Haiti, but Haiti's more consistent in terms of scoring goals than them. Like Haiti is a side that one will be like 1 goal, no goal, 1 goal. All of a sudden, they're going Costa Rica. It's 3-3. They should have won the game 4-3, but they lose it. But it's draw 4-4. That's Ghana. Except there's no like hope for goals. The talent.
So it's like 0-0.
Listen.
Okay, so we have Jeros. Jeros says Croatia, first England, second Ghana. That was my prediction, Jeros. That was my prediction because I'm not sold on England. I've been watching England for around 6 World Cups consecutive. And they let me down. No, maybe 5, not 6. 5 consecutive, and they let me down all 5. England are the greatest commercials that ever existed. Every World Cup, they are going to win it. And believe me, the disappointment coming right after that. All right. So what this we could have gone a little bit further, but because today was the first time we were coming back, we had to just go through this. So maybe we are going to try and do something as Africans to go through the whole listing.
Yeah.
Like we're going to start where we stopped, right?
Yes. Well, we'll come back Wednesday and do it.
Yeah, Wednesday we can come back and finish off the rest of it, people, to get our champions. But this is nice. But remember, I have to deal with the kid. I have to make our dinner and stuff, and I don't want wifey have problems with me, because we have been here for 2 hours,
Yeah, this is true.
I have taken down Nelson's name, Croatia
Nelson
might
will be
not
there.
even
Nelson
get out of the group.
Oh, he'll be there.
Nelson will be there, all right?
Definitely. But yeah, just a quick question because I start a few things here for you, JD, to come in because Lamar asked this earlier. Between France or Spain, which one do you think makes the early exit?
So why it has to be between 2 of the biggest teams in the world?
because we need
you said early exit, Yeah. You have to tell me that what you need to tell me that which one of them actually, because if both of them go out like maybe quarterfinals, that's not an early exit blood.
Okay,
you're talking about like group stage.
But like
both of them win their group.
Okay.
Both of them win their group.
So round of 32 or round of 16. Because my theory with this World Cup is very simple. I think because there's 32 spots, I think some top teams will just be happy to make it versus trying to top it because it's not, Group J, because Argentina wins or playing Colombia and then Portugal plays Austria. It's reseeded. We saw this at the U17s, right? And ultimately Italy won and they were on a second place schedule and just upsets happened. And so I think in a round of 32 or 16, you could have a situation where maybe a Senegal finishes third, and then now they have to play maybe a side like a Spain side, and then for whatever reason, maybe it's a physicality, maybe it's a heat, maybe it's Maybelline, who knows? But then they go on and then they're able to win. So I think the reseeding is going to put a lot of interesting matchups where we are going to get a few teams eliminated a little bit too early. But like for you, if you have to pick one, who are you choosing?
I would say that obviously France has more midfield and one side of the defense line problem and also winger defensive block problems. So I would say that Spain looks like a much more overall team. But I would still pick France forwards over Spain forwards.
Okay.
Especially with the injury that they have now for Spain. True. But Spain have so much midfielders blood. And the way they control the football, it's next level. And the only team that I think I can truly give Spain problem is France, So all people keep disrespecting France. I think it's France is the team that built to beat Spain. So so Spain is just gonna win the World Cup without no problem.
Apparently,
because I'm telling you, they're gonna beat everybody bad. Just watch. They're gonna beat everybody bad.
Right? Amzo says it's definitely Spain for them. Feels like there'll be a new
Spain
champion
getting the early exit.
out
That's
of
what
the
Umza
two.
said.
Out of the two. Out of France and
Out of the
Spain.
two. No, no,
Yeah.
no, no, no. No, Umza. I'm very sorry, Umza. That is just bias. That is just French bias. No, 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 no. Spain is better than France, blood.
Oh man, that's true. That's true. And then you got France's too much challenge experience. Fair enough. Brazil can beat Spain. All right, perfect. And then the other one, Javon had this question, which is, if Senegal beat France, then Senegal can win the World Cup because France has a team that can win the World Cup. So, do you see
Thank you.
Senegal beating France? If so, that means Senegal can beat Spain too.
And that's what I'm saying, Javan. That's why I said Senegal is not going to beat France. France is going to beat Senegal, and that's where the normal order actually continues, because I think France and Spain are two of the best teams there. You know.
Yes, well, so it does work because technically speaking, Canada drew France, and then they also drew Cote d'Ivoire, but Cote d'Ivoire beat France. So technically speaking, Canada is better than both of them. These are how the rules work. I don't make the rules.
Oh my God! Okay, all right,
LOL.
all right.
Lols. Okay. Also, Portugal's midfield can beat France. Pedro, this is where I'm on paper. They match up well. But like my issue with Portugal,
France gets in this video.
The issue I have with Portugal is like just don't put Portugal's a side where it's like, yes, I know Ronaldo's gonna play. I feel like every time he's not on the field, I'm like, oh look, a fully flowing Portuguese side. They could do it, as long as Leao isn't punching people. We should be good. As a striker, don't strike the opposition, strike the ball to the net. And we got Nick's telling us that Portugal's winning this World Cup. I mean, if there's a side that's going to do it.
Bishop, big of yourself. Thanks for being here, Bishop. We're running out of the place now. But we're going to be back to finish the overall thing. All right. Love the turnout that you guys chop up things. Massive respect all of the guys that came through. I saw people saying full speed ahead. I saw you guys solo to the Speed clan. Jamaica ain't good at football, and speed ain't gonna make Jamaica good at football. So best thing you can do, up off of the speed train, and just go and try and fight for Jamaica to get a good coach, because they can go places with that. You saw that bad coaching really costing a lot of teams. That's what you should get out of this video, because Ghana are better players than Jamaica. Ghana ain't good at football. Who else? Multiple other teams not winning in football just because they might not have the right system, right federation, and all of those things. So if Jamaicans should take one thing from this video, is to see that it takes a lot more than just players to win games.
Yes. No, that I agree with. And so we'll be back together on Wednesday.
Sure.
Yes, I will be back tomorrow because I'm going to do the Canadian women's side. They're playing Costa Rica in a friendly, and I have to rant about Michaela Small because you guys got a good one, Jamaica. You guys got a good one. But yeah, I'm just putting the link there if you guys want to go, touch a like on it real quick.
Yes, drop a like on it, all right?
Yep. So we can go from there, and then we'll talk later. But yep, we'll be around all World Cup, but we'll be back together on Wednesday, and we have much to go to.
And you guys, I've written down all of you guys' names. I am
got
going
a
to
list.
be here.
He's
I'm hunting down the list and just tracking down.
Okay, Death Notes. Okay.
All right, take care, people. Slim B, big up yourself. I'm going to link, yeah? All right. Respect again, African Stance Avenue.